About a week ago, I had an opportunity to visit a state that I have never been to. I've now visited 47 out of the 50 United States. I was born and raised in Ohio, and my family would take vacations to some of the adjacent states, and we even managed to get up into New England and parts of the mid-Atlantic states. But it wasn't until I was an adult and could afford a car and I was more independent that I traveled more through the West and the South. And through business travel and family travel, over many years, I was able to visit most of the states in the United States, with the exception of 3 states that I have left. Those states are Alaska, Hawaii, North Dakota, and Delaware. So come join me on my senior moment as I get to check off one of the 4 states that I previously had not visited, and I get to go fishing with a long old-time buddy of mine. Well, after changing planes 3 times, I made it to Bismarck, North Dakota. You're probably wondering, why North Dakota and not Hawaii? My friends Dave and Deb and their dog Sammy live just outside of Bismarck. Dave completed a distinguished 35-year career with the U.S. Forest Service. He's an avid fisherman and an upland game hunter, and Bismarck and the surrounding areas just suits their lifestyle. I had met Dave many years ago. We were co-workers in a local parks district, and then we joined to form a small logging company, which we sold saw timber and firewood, and we were also roommates at Colorado State University. North Dakota has a population of approximately 760,000 residents, with a majority in the cities of Bismarck, Grand Forks, and Fargo. Bismarck is the capital, and the Capitol building is by far the tallest building in the city. You don't have to go far from the city before you're in the prairie. Yes, it reminds me a little bit of the movie Fargo without the snow. Agriculture, livestock raising, oil and gas, and yes, wind farms make up a large portion of the economy. Most towns settle along the railroad lines, and some of the small towns, the downtowns, have seen better days. I was amazed at all the windrows I could see from the air when I was landing. They go north, south, and east and west. Yes, I guess it does get windy in North Dakota, and they need something to stop the wind from blowing everything away. I was only here for a few days, and Dave and I were anxious to get out on the river and catch some walleye, and swap some stories after our long friendship. The Missouri River flows south through Bismarck, but we headed north to fish some of Dave's favorite spots. He's fished this river for years and knows it well. Heading out, got the minnows, got a sandwich, got the boat. Got it. During our 3 days of fishing, we didn't see a lot of fishermen, but we still moved around about every hour or two just to try different areas. 23 inches. Grandpa. Hey, Grandpa, put Grandpa back. Oh. God, nice fish.
Beauty.
Yeah. Yeah. Jigging for walleyes. Come on, Bice. No. I'm just talking to it. Talking to the fish. I'll tell you, it's a beautiful day out here, though. We were using a fishing technique called jigging, where you have a weighted hook and you gently bounce it off the bottom of the river. We were fortunate enough to catch fish at every location we stopped at. That really kept us busy for the entire 3 days of fishing. Is that a northern pike? Oh, it is. What? No. Oh, it is a catfish. You're right. Well, you called it. You called it. You called it after you saw it, though, instead of beforehand. It's talking to you. And you were just saying there was about the catfish here, and there you catch one. Here, you need some help? Oh, it's a nice walleye I got. Yeah, he might have been the same guy that tugged me just a minute ago and I lost him. But yeah, that's good.
This Bruce here, I don't know, right there is the snag. See that little ripple?
Yeah, right there's a snag in the water, right. You can just barely see the top of it.
That's a snag.
Yeah. That's a sneaker on that one. Oh, it's another medium-sized walleye. We'll throw them back, probably about 13 inches. Yeah. Walleye have opaque eyes that turn outward from their snout that allows them to see under low light conditions. Between Dave and I, we caught approximately 100 walleye during our 3 days of fishing, plus about a dozen pike, channel catfish, and one white bass. We kept a few of the mid-sized walleyes for dinner and released the remainder of the fish back into the Missouri River. I enjoyed fishing and socializing with Dave as I don't see him all that often, but I also enjoyed being on the river, driving around the prairie, and seeing much of the landscape of central North Dakota. Dave bought a parcel of land north of Bismarck about 10 years ago at auction. He leases some of it for grazing, and the remainder he maintains as wildlife habitat.
You know, the appeal when we get over this, there's a creek that runs through here.
Was a bird right there standing? Pheasant right?
Was there?
Yeah, he's standing right on that rock. Rooster. Dave maintains a food plot where he grows plants and seeds to feed the birds in his habitat area. Before I left North Dakota, of course I had to eat some walleye, which are delicious, and we also had a chance to stop by a local brew pub and sample some of the local beers. And of course there's walleye on the menu. I don't see that in Southern Oregon. Well, I thoroughly enjoyed my trip to central North Dakota, visiting with my friends, fishing, seeing some of the landscape. I hope you enjoyed it too. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you'd like to see more, and I'll see you next time on another one of my senior moments.